Hey gang, Kallander, Commissioner of the Big South Conference, coming to you from the home office today, thus a little bit more casual than normal, for this version of the Kyle Commish update. I want to talk about one of my favorite topics today. That's the Big South Conference student athletes. Of course, we weren't able to complete the spring seasons. We weren't able to have one of my favorite things, which is the championships, being able to witness those tremendous performances. And we weren't able to send Big South Conference student athletes to the NCAAs to represent their institution and the league. That certainly saddens us, but it doesn't mean we can't continue to honor and recognize and really witness the great stories from our student athletes. Hopefully you've seen by now, if you haven't, check it out, the great video content that we're sharing about our student athletes on all of our social media platforms and otherwise. I think once you take a look, you'll get to know why I have such a great job. Working with such tremendous young men and women is really a pleasure. And again, it's always an inspiration for me to be working with them. So check that out. I think you'll be pleased. But we also want to be able to recognize them. You know, at all of our championships, we usually provide gifts to our student athletes. Well, of course, we weren't able to do that, but that doesn't mean we can't continue to provide those gifts to our student athletes. And so we were going to do that and get those out to as many student athletes as we can. We want them to know that they're important to us, and we're continuing to think about them, even though we're scattered to the four winds right now. And we also want to recognize them. And we won't have all conference performers this year. We won't have players of the year in our spring sports, but they are currently still in class, although they're online. They're currently working hard, and we have such outstanding academic performances on the part of our student athletes that we will continue to recognize our academic all-conference teams, our scholar athletes, and we will actually still be recognizing and awarding the McCluskey Insurance Postgraduate Fellowships to two deserving student athletes. It's the least we can do to recognize their outstanding work and our outstanding performance. There are some other things we're trying to do to enable our student athletes to benefit during these challenging times. We're exploring our policies and revising them to provide more access for our student athletes to our coaches and leadership on campus. We know it's hard to be able to get through this time of separation. So we want to provide connection. We want to provide mentorship. We want to provide that important element to our student athletes' lives right now. So we're continuing to explore ways to provide that interaction with our coaches and our institutions. Obviously, with all the virtual ability these days, there are lots of ways to be able to do that. But we're also exploring ways that we can continue to support our student athletes both this spring and in the future. We're in a different day right now, and we're trying to be fiscally responsible, as everybody is, because of the economic environment out there right now. So there are ways that we're looking to cut back potentially. But one thing we will never do is to cut the experience of our student athletes. Our guiding principle is to provide the best opportunities and enhance their experience at their institutions and in the Big South. And we will continue to protect that regardless of what's happening out there economically. We can't wait for that day. We can't wait for our student athletes to come back. We can't wait to see our student athletes compete for conference championships. We're so looking forward to that. So thank you, our student athletes, for all you do as you continue to inspire us. Keep working hard. And we're looking forward to seeing you very soon.